We are looking at the phrase say, bite again on a spectrogram. We hear sounds in each of these words. We hear the sounds s, a in the word say, so that the sounds b, I, t in the word bite, and the sounds g, n in the word again. For that first word, the word say, we hear the sounds s and a, s being a unvoiced fricative. To produce that, the air builds up behind an obstruction, and then it's pushed through a narrow constriction. On the spectrogram, we are not going to look for a voice bar because it is unvoiced. We are also going to see turbulent or frication noise. We're going to see no formant lines. And then we're going to look for a darker color because it is an amplified frequency. The next is the vowel diphthong. To produce the vowel that is produced through phonation, we see those clear formant lines, and then we see, since it's a diphthong, we see movement of the formant lines as you speak to move through those vowels. Next, in the word bite, we hear the sound b. B is a voiced stop. We generate pressure, or we build up pressure behind the obstruction, and then we let the air release. It's a sudden burst of air. Because the b sound is a voiced stop, we are going to look for a stopgap as that pressure is building up. We're going to look for a voice bar on the spectrogram because it's voiced. We're then going to look for that frication, that aperiodic noise on the spectrogram. And we're also going to look for a short duration because it's a quick burst of air. The next vowel sound we're going to look for is the vowel, the I sound, that's created through phonation. We're going to look for those clear formant lines to indicate that vowel. The next sound we're looking for is the t sound. It's the voice stop. That pressure is building up behind the obstruction and the air is released. We're going to look for the stopgap on the spectrogram because that's as we're building up pressure. We will not look for a voice bar because it is not voiced. We'll also look for that frication noise. It's kind of a grayness on the spectrogram because of that scattered aperiodic noise. And then we are going to look for it being short in duration because it's a quick burst of air. Next, we're going to look for the a sound or a sound in the word again. Sound in the word again, where it's a vowel sound. So we're going to look created through phonation. We're going to look for those clear formant lines. The next sound is the g sound. It is a voiced stop, and it's created with that pressure buildup behind the obstruction and then that quick release of air. We are going to look for a stopgap on the spectrogram as that pressure builds up. We are going to look for a voice bar because it is a voice sound, that g sound. We are also going to look for that aperiodic turbulent frication noise on the spectrogram. It's going to represent as kind of a grayness, and it's going to be short in duration because it is a quick burst of air. We are also, the next sound is the sound, and again is a vowel sound created through phonation. It's those clear formant lines will be indicated on the spectrogram. The last sound is the nasal consonant, the n sound, and that sound is the sound that where the velopharynx is open, and we are using the nasal emissions for that sound. We're going to look for a nasal murmur. We're also going to look for a lightness in the spectrogram because the sound is being dampened by the oral cavity and the nasal cavity. There's a lot of tissue in there that dampens the sound.